welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cosmet Gaming with me, Christopher, and we're back with Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, and my first playthrough of the game. Last time we kept going here in the lower ward. As it turns out, it was quite easy to get moored back. We went to talk to a guy over here in the wrecked house, who apparently was the person who was responsible for his little kidnapping. He wanted a skull from the catacombs, and I have so many skulls. He got this skull of the Silent King, and apparently he thought that that was well enough. So, yeah, if you come here earlier than the catacombs, which I don't know how you're supposed to be able to do, really. Because you pick up her after the cat. I don't know. I don't know the order of things. I don't know the order of things. That's fine. We did a couple of other things as well. We helped a noble woman out of slavery over here.
Say a few words to me, Fiendling.
Okay, Mort wants to talk to me.
Oh, I could.
Ooh, no, not
Huggy
me.
that is.
Aha. So we're getting into some banter between the companions. I like that. But yeah, we did a couple of things here and there. We have one more building to do. I found it at the end of the episode. So let's check out the pawn shop. I mean, it sounds like a place we can buy some stuff, perhaps. We have Mika and Broka, as well as a shopper. We have a customer. I've got eyes. Cannot see. Yeah. Let me talk to you. Okay, this rotund woman, complete with shrewish eyes and a nasal voice, brace out. Now, what have we here? A customer. Do mine eyes spy a customer? The diminutive man replies, of course your eyes spy a customer. They see a customer all the time. Customers on the street. We have no customers, we will never have customers. It is useless and forlorn to hope for. Micah, we have a customer. Bloody hell. Well, I mean, your shop is positioned very, very badly, so I guess that's the reason why you don't get many customers. Well, that's what I've been saying to you. What can we do for you? Let's see what you make of this area. Well, I'm sure my husband here would be more than delighted to tell you about the Civic Fest Hall and the brothel, but my tastes run toward, her tastes run toward whatever can make her belly larger. Her taste is entirely in her mouth. Even then, she has precious little. Oh, this is nice back and forth between husband and wife, I guess. Precious little judgment too, I say, because I allowed your words to sway me away from a promising future. Now I'm... And they hurl themselves headlong in pointed bickering. Hello? Okay, I'll just come back. Well, hey, Chief, can you believe those two? They could teach me a thing or two. But you know, I actually want to talk. They returned. The dead one has returned. Hey, I can see that. Do you think I can't see that? Of course I can see that. Have eyes, don't I? What can we do for you today? Let's talk about trade. What do you actually sell? Broka and Mika's pawn shop. Shards of Fate? What is that? It's just a damage thing. Breaks after first use. Basically, you just punch someone really hard one time. Okay. Could probably one shot a few people. Ooh. Glass eye. Well, that's weird though. Right, because it's a glass eye. Yes. I could use a glass eye maybe. These pouches, I don't think that I can do anything with, so obviously we are going to sell those. We have picked up one bronze ring, so you can have that. I don't necessarily think we need these anymore, so I'll sell those as well, and I'll keep the rest of this for now. So it doesn't seem like this was too much else for me, I think. Well, okay, who's she? Well, she's my devoted wife of some 2 years, and the light of my life and the greatest gift ever to enter his life, isn't that right? I saved him, you see, from the life his parents had planned for him, and he promised to take me away from all of this, and instead what you see is the life he gave me. I'll tell you, it would be enough to drive a body to drink. If she weren't already there. She's the biggest bubber inside of this hive, sir, and she's been that way for years. I'll tell you, years. She drank the river Oceanus until her thirsty was made of alcohol, and then they continued to squabble. And there we go.
All right.
Right. There is a chest here, though.
Aye? Right.
If we're not seen, does this... Oh, no,
right.
Crap. Does this game allow us to separate? No, if we click on a... If we click on a place, we actually all join
Sure,
in.
why not?
Endure, I shall serve.
Can I position myself so that they don't see me? She goes up. Because if I could just thieve this. No, okay, never mind. Maybe if she moves? Does she move at all? Does she like wander? Could she, yeah, okay.
Right.
Can I unlock this? No, okay, crap. No, she, ooh, hello. Ah, there we go. And it was basically nothing fun. Well, if you recall, I'll take that one. There we go. Bit of stealth and thievery. Right, what I would want to do before we continue is I actually do want to go back here, because the skulls that I have, I mean, I don't see any place for them. So if I can just hand it over to this guy, somehow, I'd be plenty happy. So we got a few things. Like, what's up with this? Why did that look like a transition? Because it is a transition. Okay, so this is how we get into the catacombs, I guess. But we do have these. Can we do something here? Right. The strange-shaped skull emits a high-pitched chitter before it speaks to you. Can I help you? Who are you? Goat's comb. I was a were-rat. How many were-beasts are there anyway? Oh, a great number. Ravens, wolves, bears, badgers, even crocodiles. It's all like it's like all the animals in the beastlands have a lycanthropic counterpart. It's quite interesting, really. Okay, sure. So what were-rats are around here then? The man took in his band, I made him, and what does he do? Goes and sells me to Lothar. That's okay though, I spill all his secrets to the boss. Mantuk may think it's safe, but Lothar knows everything. So what can you tell me about Mantuk? Haven't I killed Mantuk? I don't know by now. That sodding hedge wizard, that bubber. I made him what is today. Years ago when he was just stinking biped, I found him and made his like a snack. Tastes like pickled meat. I was drunk for days, then he shows up. Then he gets some fancy book. And I'm yesterday's trash and a decoration on a shelf. Bastard. So what about the secrets? Well, his secret is that it works for both Lothar and many as one. The cranium rat hive mind. I don't know what he's planning, but it doesn't matter because I told Lothar all of it anyway. So apparently we can talk to more walls here. No, dusty shelf with many empty spaces. Well, I kind of want to place one of my skulls there. Okay, this skull's voice is low and raspy. I think I've seen you before, stranger. So where would that have been? Cursed. Gate down to Carcery or Carcery? What are those names? What are you? Clueless? It's a gay town on the rim of the Outlands, the doorway to the prison plain of Carcery. I'm gonna call it Carcery. It's a place of backstabbers and trade, and is full of schemes and as a Balthus's undergarments. Being right next door to Carcery is apt to change a burg's nature. I wouldn't be surprised if the town were about to slide over. What do you mean by slide over? When a gay town's belief get too much like the planet borders, the force of that belief is enough to make its bordering plane swallow it whole. Happens all the time, at least when the anarchists are involved. So what about the anarchists? I would love to be joining the anarchists. We're a secret society, cells of members who work alone or through directives pass through the network of informants and leaders who remain hidden. Our goal is to tear down the power structure, to free people from the lies of politicians and powers, to let all lead their own lives of their own volition. We worked in secrecy, and changed our routines constantly to avoid infiltration. My time was decades ago, so all the secrets I knew are no longer valid, except for the faces I can remember, and even these must have been changed by now. Kinda sounds paranoid in some way, I guess. If society you belong to thrived on intrigue, infiltration, and the hatred of the established power mongers, you'd be careful too. It's not paranoia when they are really out to get you. I'm not allowed to believe someone involved in a triple cross is an amateur. Well, I'm done speaking with you. Farewell. Well, the anarchists does sound interesting, don't they? Well, this skull speaks with a deep voice and a jocular tone. I have no idea what a jocular means. Have you come to learn of truth? I have truth aplenty. Tell me about yourself. Well, I'm Stern, one of the great practitioners of personal peace through intensive redirections of hostilities. Uh-huh. So yeah, you mean you're a wizard, an assassin, and a poisoner. Okay. Ooh, are you talking to yourself now? How do you choose to define it, Grimscalp? Well, it turns... well, actually, it was another... this skull... I don't... Are you talking... Is this the same skull or a different skull? I was the best at lot, and or so it was says. What happened to you? Oh, bloody hell. Funny you should mention that. I had a black book given to me in order that I might puzzle out its secrets. I unlocked its power for a terrible price, one I would gladly pay again. It sharpened my edge considerably. Little did I realize that the book would betray me to another, a mewling rat thing that overwhelmed me in a wave of rodents and tore the flesh from my living bones. That rat went through a series of disciples, each of them betrayed by the book, until it wound up in the possession of the ratman Mantuk. If you found this book, accept its power and be rid of it before you suffer the same fate. Have I not met Mantuk yet? Well, actually, no, maybe I haven't, because wasn't Mantuk the one we've been talking about, or people were talking about? Uh-huh.
Updated my journal.
Got some information about that. Well, how you wind up here? That's the same thing. So what about Lothar? Well, what can I tell you of Lothar? I will tell you nothing. Even his bare existence is better than to believe any promises should I speak of his secrets. Well, you can tell me. You get this impression Stern Skull is sneering at you and gain merely your friendship? Bah! There is nothing you can offer me, no service nor item that will impel me to betray Lothar or be gone. Oh, well, you know what? I'm done with you. Let's check the last one. So over here, if people would just move. The skull says languorously and speaks in a sultry voice. Why do you disturb my rest? There has been so much happening of late, and while I welcome the sensation, I must confess to desiring the sense of quiet. So tell me about you. Well, I was ocean before the storm, a sensate. Now, alas, I'm merely decorations. What is a sensate? A sensate is a member of the Society of Sensation, one of the factions of Sigil, located in the Civic Fest Hall in the Clerk's ward, which holds that the universe can be understood and manipulated only through the senses, and therefore we should accumulate as many varied experiences as possible. I believe I've reached a quota of sitting on a dusty shelf. My boredom threshold is low. Can I do anything for you? Well, no, but you're kind to ask. Once I threw myself off the shelf and shattered, next thing I knew I was back on the shelf and we were all glued here. Well, that's a bit of a shame. When other tires of me, he'll dispose of me. So what are you doing here? Well, I sit on the shelf and gather dust until one of Lothar's rat minions takes it into his head that I need brushing. I answer questions for Lothar, and that is the extent of the miserable existence. Well, I mean, how did you get here? Well, it's a long story that has to do with Revel Puzzlewell. Ooh, I am interested in that, because Puzzlewell, she's presumably responsible for taking my soul, information we got from Lothar himself. Okay, when I was working at the Civic Fest Hall, the headquarters of the Sensates, in the Sensoriums, Puzzlewell, may the power's cursor Black Soul, had been coming here to find answers to riddles she had encountered. She was a masterful solver of puzzles. Those that left our best minds baffled were but gauze to the force of her reason. Yet she had found difficulties that required outside answers. I heard she was there to unlock the secret of Sigil itself. Ah, interesting. Horribly ugly she was, take no pains to use her magic to disguise her form, as I've heard she does, or rather did, from time to time, and that fiendish exterior fronted off many a potential factioneer. Still, I had to ask her what she was about and whether she would teach me what she knew. Might have been a mistake indeed, yes. Well, it was. She offered me a bargain, for she dwelt and dealt in riddles. If she were to answer my question, I must agree to answer one of hers. If I missed the answer, my life was hers, and I agreed. She told me she intended to unlock the puzzle of the cage, to open it all to wish to enter. Powers, fiends, celestials, moderns, and slutty, not to mention any inner planar beings who choose to come along. The most important part of her was that all should know that the mystery that had baffled them for so long was unraveled by Ravel. Unraveled by Ravel. Yeah, is ravel the opposite of unravel? So if you ravel something, you pull it together? I don't know. She asked a question, I could not answer it, though she assured me the answer was plain as the news on her face. My fellow sensates found me screaming in the sensorium when they arrived the next morning. I begged them to kill me, and they complied. None of them even suggested I'd relish a new experience, so horrible was it. And here I am. So, you know, what was the question?
My journal.
Well, it was, how does one change the nature of a man? I thought hard on her answer and said, with love. She said all people love themselves too much to be changed by something as simple as love, and then I must rest now. In the back of your mind, you seem to see a hook-nosed figure with ebon skin asking you a similar question, but you can't remember your answer. Any more questions? No, we're done here, apparently. As a last little bit of a thing, but I do notice this staircase, which is not that one. Bones of the night, you say? With locked things, you say? Well, don't mind if I do. You got that one. Cool. Check that one as well. But first, before we do anything else, let's check for traps. It doesn't seem like we can do anything else here. No.
I'm gone.
So let me check that. That's empty. That's empty. That was completely pointless. Right, let's let's talk to you. I don't think I need to go down here. Hello. Okay, can you heal? Ah, you can. You can just do basic heals. That's kind of useful. But I want to give you skulls. I want to talk to you more. Apparently we cannot do that. Okay, fair enough. Let's move on, because we have an entry to the upper ward, where presumably more well-off people live. And, okay. Well, I can't go to any upper ward. I can't go to the Clerk's ward. Can I actually fast travel? This seems like a place I can't go. Maybe. I don't know. Can I travel to the Clerk's ward? I can as well. I don't know if this is the upper ward or just a different ward. But let's look here. We have already named the people. There's going to be so many named people here as well. An older, stern-looking woman is clearing away somewhere. When she knows your approach, she studies you with a disapproving, tight-lipped frown. Hello! The woman nods curtly, speaking in a tone cold as ice. Yes, what is it, and what's your words for? I'm Diligence, the fourth magistrate of the ward. I have no idea what that means, so you are who? Well, she just stares at me. Well, something troubling you about my appearance? Yeah, you're looking at me a little bit off here. Well, I should most certainly think so. Should the Apparel Regulation Act be passed, people of your sort won't be permitted to traipse about in such a manner, half naked and filthy as you are. Hell, hey! I'm not filthy. I might have a few scars, but, you know. Yeah, we could say either that I'm clean, beg your pardon, meaning no disrespect. Oh, I mean all the disrespect. Well, this look is all the rage in the hive, you know. I'm just gonna say that you're one to judge. You will tell me then that you are not a wanderer meandering about the city asking questions of all those you come across, engaging in more than the occasional combat to the death with those who cross you. That has never happened. Never happened. Well... The fate is in a sneer. I'm quick to judge, sir, because I'm a magistrate by trade. I'll waste no more time talking to you, and should you say another word or so much approach me again, I shall call the guard. I'll just leave. I don't want to disturb the guards unnecessarily. Ooh. It's an odd device. Okay, do we have anything just now? No, so let's keep moving. A drunken mage. And a barkeep, and you are patrons, and that is a named person, obviously. But you first, Nemel. A tall, slender woman sipping wine from a small ceramic cup, appears to be looking for someone. Okay, hello. The woman tries to face you, violet eyes flashing like flawless ships of amethyst. Her speech is as music. You can hear a faint musical tinkling, 100 tiny crystal bells as she speaks. Mel turned to face the scarred dour stranger. She asked what he wished of her. Or you're gonna be talking about yourself in a third person and sort of like a play or a book or something. This is gonna be weird. Wow. I agree, Mort. Wow. Pah! Stop your drooling, you leering skull. I would have hot-blooded little shit stuff for attention. I could drool over you too if you're just jealous. Oh, Anna and Mort. Get a hair's breadth closer, Skull, and I'll see to it that you none know one of your chattertees life within 100 paces of another. Well, he stops abruptly. So, are you Namel? Ooh. Have I been told this? I have a decanter. Have I been told this? But okay, I have a decanter for you. Well, the moment makes no move to touch or examine the decanter, but only speaks. Namel took it from the stranger, turning it in her hands. Had she seen its life before, she thought? Perhaps, yes, she remembered now. She turned the decanter, whispering into his ears as she did so. Yeah?
Updated my journal.
Got an item. You realize now that we're now Nil Denosai. Okay. Though you're certain the woman never whispered it to you, she merely said she did. She blinks at you, would the stranger leave her now satisfied with what she told them? So, but no, are you actually looking for someone? Where could she be? Her companion, Aelwyn, was supposed to have met her here days ago. How long must she search this vast forest city before she finds her dearest friend? Well, what does she look like? Well, Namel claps her hands together and bows her head to you. She would be so pleased with news of her friend. She told the kind stranger what Aelwyn looked like, so that he would know her should he come across her. I would, yeah, indeed. So without actually telling me, I actually do get it. That's weird. Aelwyn, why do we recognize the name?
Updated my journal.
Okay, I do recognize that name. And I've said this before in other videos, I am terrible at remembering names, so that's gonna be going well for me. Abel Ponder thought over here. Older man looks like somewhat bookish. His clothing and accessories are extremely clean, neat and well cared for, and he often pauses to brush some fleck of dust or lint off of them. Hello. The man's eyes passes over you, gleaming as they fix on Mort. Oh, I say, would you look at that? A floating skull? And, of course, Mort goes, Where? Man gasps, by the unjust laws of Tyranny the Merciless. Who the hell is that? And he suddenly covers his mouth and looks at Anna. Sorry. The man was a horrible tyrant, now long dead. His name should never have been spoken, so 'tis rather vulgar. My deepest apologies, my lady. I did not mean to offend. And Anna goes, talk as you like, Hunter. I care not a whit for what you say. Unless you're rattling your bone box about me, that is. Talk to me now, please. And he turns back to Mort, but behold, the skull, buoyant, levitating off of the ground, cognitive of his environment, and possessing hearing, speaking, and seeing capabilities. Well, he actually is something else, I guess. I don't know. He turns to you. This is truly one of the reasons that the place shall never become dull to me, sir. Just when you think you've seen everything, the place showed you yet another corner to peer around, and suddenly whole new wondrous vistas are open to you. You seem a pretty damn positive guy in all of this horrible existence. Well, probably. I mean, do we know that floating skulls are quite common? I don't necessarily know. I don't know that Mort qualifies as a wondrous vista, though. Well, I say skull, and Mort stops here. Look behind you, another floating skull. I'll let Mort have some fun for now. The man seems to have forgotten you entirely, instead turning in shock to look for his other floating skull. No, where? Where? Right where I'm pointing, there. You're a floating skull, you can't point. By the way, Mort speaks in mock exasperation. You just miss it. A whole parade of them. Probably never happen again in a million revolutions of the Great Ring. Well, since you also possess a peculiar degree of mockery. No, Mort would never. I prefer to refer to it as keen insights into human nature. Hey, okay, so back to me. Yes, hey, me. But unjust laws of tyranny, yeah, not that one again. I say, are you alright? You look hurt. I'm okay. Well, it hurts to look at me, it does. Everyone is taking the mick out of another in this little exchange, aren't they? Well, you know what? Very, very amusing. Let's talk some questions now. Well, of course. I'm always most happy to answer what questions I can, young sir. Well, let's ask... Okay, yes, you. Start with that. Abel Ponder thought. Well, what do you do here? I passed my administrator exam just recently. I have achieved the status of an A9, a research consultant in the Hall of Records. One of the many aides specializing in the Sigil's physical laws and history. Yeah, there are some weird physical laws with regards to Sigil. We have noticed that. Research topics and laws of interest to others is quite fascinating. Well, I have more question. What is the symbol that was embroidered on your tunic? Why, it is a symbol of the Fraternity of Order. We are responsible for much of the lawmaking and running the courts here in Sigil. Many judges, advocates, and clerks are members of our order, and we are pleased to be able to help enforce Sigil's laws keep things orderly. We make a strident effort to learn all laws, whether they pertain to Sigil, the planes, or the multiverse itself. That seems like a big job, to be honest. So, what is your belief system then?
Journal.
The Fraternity of Order believes that the multiverse is governed by laws. When no one knows all the laws, one will understand the multiverse. That is our goal. By understanding the laws, their limits, we learn to avoid certain laws. Okay. I don't want to join you, by the way, because you seem very lawful, and I don't want to be lawful. Well, so what benefits do you get from your position? Well, our fraternity allows us to read languages quite easily, and we may use some rules of the multiverse to occasionally suit our benefits. Okay. Well, of course, more questions. Do you know a puzzle wall? Is that not the new question that we're asking? We're not asking about my journal anymore. Whatever happened to that? We haven't found the journal. Or have we? I don't know. No, we just got a spell book. We didn't get a journal. Well, Ravel, if she truly existed, and there's little to prove that she did, was a night hag, one of the inhabitants of the Grey Waste, one of the lower planes. I believe by some to be the worst of the lower planes. Okay. As the legend goes, Ravel was mazed several centuries ago. Oh, has it been that long, huh? Well, that's interesting, because if she is responsible for stealing my soul, and she was mazed several centuries ago, how... holy hell have I been resurrected many times? I mean, assuming that I am sort of human-ish and spend human-ish years alive. That's interesting. That's quite a lot of generations there. She was believed to be of being a mistress to many strange magics. Apparently her presence in Sigil constituted a threat to the lady. I'm afraid that I know little about her. So yeah, but what's your take on being mazed? Well, the mazes, there are creations by the lady, you see. She takes a small piece of sigil, copies it, then uses a portal to place the copied bit into the deep ethereal. Once there, the piece of sigil then becomes a demiplane, an endless maze that curls and twists about itself. So, not the maze spell, it's a little bit more complicated than that. The lady uses these mazes to imprison anyone who threatens her power. Once she has determined that you are to be imprisoned, there is no escaping them. There is believed to be a way out of each maze, but it's most likely extremely difficult. Do you have any things to say? Ooh, there's so much stuff you can ask people. Okay, apparently I'm going to ask about the daylight. The haze can make it difficult to determine for certain, so I understand your difficulty. The light comes not from a sun, but from a gradual luminescence that fills the sky. Okay. It reaches a peak called Peak, then fades it until the sigil is completely dark, called Anti-Peak. Sure. There's also luminescence is unknown, but it's most likely the lady's well. So yeah, the Lady of Pain. Well, one, she's not just a symbol of Sigil, as some claim. She's a very real and very dangerous. She's believed to be the one that keeps the powers, deities, out of Sigil. As long as she is present, the powers cannot enter Sigil. And 3, she also prevents unauthorized teleporting and gating into and out of Sigil. It prevents the outer planes creatures from bringing even more of their kind to Sigil outside of the conventional routes. And 4, she has never spoken to anyone. And 5, she usurped control of Sigil from Auskar, a power now believed dead. Okay, there were way more. 6. Anyone who threatens Sigil or her is punished, either by falling beneath her shadow, which results in a series of invisible stab wounds that can kill even greater Batizu, or by being sent to the mazes from where few have ever escaped. And 7. She doesn't like to be worshipped. Those that do are often found with their skin missing. Beautiful. And lastly, the sight of her is believed to drive others mad. So we already kind of know about her stealing the power. Well, it's a bit of your order. And also driving people mad. Well, yes, but I must add a caveat that I have never seen her, you understand. So, well, did she create Sigil? Do we know that? Okay, fair enough. I guess we know that. I don't actually remember that. So, outside of Sigil then, what's there? Well, no one knows, and it's not from a want of trying. At the places where no true wall exists are solid walls of buildings, with no windows that look beyond. Some claim to have climbed roofs and seen the outside of Sigil, but they can only describe the outside as nothing. There is an unacceptable explanation, but it still remains a mystery. It is rumored about the fact that to step beyond Sigil's walls takes the travel of a random plane, but this has not been confirmed. And we already know about that. You know what? Screw it. I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's so much. So what do we have here? To under Sigil. Okay. Advocate's home. This is apparently just some place. Can we find anyone in here? Well, no.
I'm gone.
It's just a dwelling with some boxes with nothing in them. Okay, fair enough. The under Sigil. Okay, so that's a step down. Let's ignore that for now. So this was the advocate's home. Like a person advocate or like more advocates? Well, probably more than one. Okay, who can we find here? Advocate. He's actually called Advocate. You have some solid crystal tank with several fish frozen. That's not how you carry a fish tank, by the way, but sure. So hello. This man is dressed in soft blue robes covered with intricate designs. Despite their opulence, however, the robes looked wrinkled and worn. You place the man's age somewhere between middle age and early 60s. Okay. As you enter, the man turns slowly towards you. As he does, you are suddenly struck with the terrible sense that you know this man, or did it one time. Hello. Well, yes, there is something I can help you with. Well, who are you?
Updated my journal.
I am Ianis. Is that a name that I have heard before? I don't know. Were you looking for me? Well, I don't know, but what's up with this place? Well, I am an advocate. These are my offices. Do you seek counsel? If not, perhaps you'd best test your curiosity elsewhere. So, an advocate. In this world, what is that? Well, the saying is a lawyer, a counselor, one of those burghs who rattle their bone boxes at the courts. Well, an advocate provides counsel, helps others navigate the labyrinths of Sigil's legal system, arranges legacies for citizens to ensure that their property is divided as they choose upon death, defends those in Sigil's courts who have been wrongly accused, and did you need any help in those arenas? Well, what do you mean by legacies here? They are contracts that are deliverable at the death of the client. They provide specifics on how a person's possessions are to be divided upon the event of their demise. I also call them wills. I was about to say that. Yeah, that is a will. Okay, apparently I want to ask about Dustman contracts. Well, oh my no, the Dustman contracts, while they are deliverable at the time of the client's death, bequeath the client's body to the Dustman. Not a pleasant business at all, but some who are poorer of means find the Dustman contract to be a means of support. Okay, how could anyone invalidate a Dustman contract? Well, one that already signed. Little or nothing can be done once the signature is in place. The Dustman contract is quite specific on the destination of the corpse after death. Without the destruction of the contract, there's really nothing that can be done. I see. Okay, so would I actually owe you anything for this little bit of information? Well, I'm not the sort to charge others for giving them aid of this sort. And I'm an advocate of the rug merchant. Greed is not permitted to step into my office. Well, I am grateful for that, I think. And apparently I want to ask about if he's alright or not. Well, you must excuse me. As of late, I've been beset by troubles. I'm afraid it's been rather trying times these past few years. Well, can I help? No, no, there's little that can be done. Nevertheless, I appreciate your offer. So, well, what troubles is there? Well, I do not wish to burden you. I lost my daughter not long ago. There was also the fire, but that's another matter. So tell me about that daughter of yours. Well, he seems to collapse into itself. Yes, his business-like facade reigns from his face to be replaced by cold despair. My daughter, Deonara, passed away some time ago. Well, I did say... Ooh... Oh, right, Deonara, that's her. Ah, that's her. Ah. You know what, let's not mention my connection to her just now. But we can say that we actually have sort of seen her. Well, yes, I arranged for a beer to be placed in the Memorial Hall. There is no bother there, of course, but I hope that the beer would serve as a marker by which she may find her way home. Well, it does work. Her spirit resides there now. What? What did you say? Her spirit resides in the Memorial Hall. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Not that I've talked to her, necessarily. You'd best be speaking figuratively. If so, then I have no time for wordplay. No, no, no. She is actually there. She's become a spirit, yes. Well, I will have to seek her out, but if I see if I can communicate with her, see what has kept her here, her state. How do you know she's become a spirit? Okay, so do I say this, that I've spoken to her? Got a glimpse. I mean, how would I know that it was her if I say that? That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna admit that I actually spoke to her. You spoke to her? What distresses her? Well, me apparently. Oh, this is actually, I don't know what's correct here, you know. This seems way too much though about love and all of that. But on the other hand, it might be a good thing that I'm telling him. He might know something about me. Oh, I don't know. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's go for it. He might actually know who I am then, or something about me. I mean, she obviously has a connection to me, so you might know something about that. Okay, you know what? Let's be upfront here. Well, I see. Perhaps. Are you the one she left Sigil with? The one who led her on the journey that killed her? Well, here's the thing. I've forgotten a whole lot. I may be that man. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for that one. We're down this road now. And I'm not certain, and I could be, but I've also forgotten much. Well, you're the one, you say you've forgotten? Yeah, it's gonna be a bit mad now. You have forgotten, but the incident was not long ago. How can this be? Well, here's the thing. I have a strange condition. And, I do lose myself for a time. Anything you can tell me about myself or your daughter would be invaluable. Well, countless liars have I known in my tenure in this city. You do not strike me as one of them. At least in this matter. Well, if you truly do not remember, then whatever befell you and my daughter in your journey must have left deep scars. Yeah, you can see on my body, it probably did. Then I ask your word on this. If your memory returns and you discover what has happened to my daughter, return to me so that my mind may at last be interested in this matter. I will absolutely do that. I will vow that. Absolutely. Very well, now leave. I wish to be alone. Okay, so it didn't go terribly badly. That was interesting. That was quite interesting. Also a bit weird that we just stumble upon a character like that, but sure. Right, let's keep going. Oops. Okay, so what do we have here? Performance stuff. Well, let's check over here. Art and Curio Galleria and Finan the Linguist. You know what? I'm not gonna go into places for now. Let's start with the actual place here. Aelwyn! We actually found Aelwyn, and actually it's not a person I probably have seen before. A tall, slender woman occasionally looks up from her cup of wine to scan the surrounding patrons passers-by. So she's having a drink here, and her friend is having a drink all the way over here. Interesting. Hello. She goes you carefully and speaks slowly and carefully. I, Elwyn, return your greetings. Let me just ask you a few questions. Well, I, Elwyn, have no answers, stranger. You would do best to seek answers elsewhere. Well, okay, fair enough. Nemel is looking for you.
Updated my journal.
She begins to smile and then covers her mouth. I, Elwyn, am most pleased to hear of Nemel. Might I, Elwyn, persuade you to tell her of this place? I
Updated
will.
my journal.
Well, she looks at you directly after just the briefest of moments before she casts her eye back down her drink. Your senses sort of wash with a warm, comfortable feeling, pure happiness. So you are also... does that mean that you're also like a sensate? That you can sort of project feelings or something? Can I ask you about her? Okay, fair enough. The way she speaks, that her words and what her words do, how does that work? Well, I, Elwyn, can only say that we come from another place, another world. We're not like people here whose words, thoughts, and very feelings even are affect nothing directly. Okay, so you both have sort of weird powers. I, Aelwyn, take great care so as to not affect those around me too greatly. Nemel, she's new here and cannot do so. It is something she must learn, but she should choose to remain here. Should she choose to remain here much longer? But why? There are many reasons. I, Aelwyn, feel it is not right to impose reality upon those without the ability to impose their own reality upon me, Aelwyn. It's very, very important that she dictates that it's her all the time. Okay. Is there anything you can't do by just speaking it? Well, she frowns. Please. Aelwyn will speak of it no more, but I only have one question. Apparently. She looks at you directly, your face is reflected in the glittering golden disc of her eyes. He would speak of it no more, Tailwind, and thus would no longer force her to speak in such a way to him. Ooh, now she's turned around and talking like Nemel here. Fine then, whatever. We shall see about that. We will go back to her, but not right now. We have more stuff to look at. The apothecary and a curiosity shop. We have Elo Brand. We'll start with the outside places and then we'll go to the insides, I guess. This old woman examines you closely with the sharp grey eyes. Greetings, Scarred One. Come to speak with Elo Brand, have ye? Come to have your fortune told, perhaps? 5 coins? Yeah, sure. Tell me my future. Elo Brand places your coins in her belt pouch and takes your hands. She quietly studies your palms, frowning deeply. Some rare folks are what's called fateless, you see. They wander through their lives doing as they see fit, creating their own destinies. You have no fortune to tell, Scarred One, not at all. I have nothing to tell you, so here's your coin. Well, okay, fair enough. She doesn't want to talk to me. Well, okay, hold you one moment, Scarred One. My mother gave me something once, long ago. A scroll sealed with wax. A hooded man had entrusted it to her, and said a man such as ye would one day unwittingly come to claim it. That's pretty damn weird. That's pretty damn weird. That her mother would give me that, and now here I am. Must be a pretty momentous occasion for you, to be honest. So what is it? Well, Little Brown shakes her head. I do not know. She was sworn never to read the thing, and I obeyed her request to leave the seal unbroken myself. The man had paid her handsomely to take the scroll, but warned her of the direst consequences should she open it. By the way, I have another thing. Decanter vendor's water with command word. Okay. So an ordinary looking stopper flask. Now you know the command word, and you're confident you can put out most of any fire. But also only through dialogue. Now we got a suspicious sealed scroll. It's like I probably don't even want to open it. So opening a reading scroll could be somehow dangerous. Okay. Yeah. So let's leave it for now. We have another scroll. Yeah, we have a... Do I want the scroll of evidence? Yeah, because I haven't... I never sort of turned him in, did I? No, we only saved Trist, was her name. We only got her out with the evidence. But this evidence we haven't used yet. Fancy that. I'm gonna wait with this. Can you tell me anything else? If I have questions? Okay, no, you don't want to talk to me.
Right.
Yeah, that seems suspicious and dangerous, that thing. Let's chill out a little bit here. Okay, we have a bunch of sensate here. Here, we have Salavesh the Onyx. You look like Sebastian, who we accidentally had killed, so to speak. Tall, thin man dressed in heavy crimson robes. I'm Salavesh, oft called Salavesh the Onyx, future mage tutor for the Civic Festival. You business with me, I take it? Well, maybe you have some questions. Well, about what? Not the warden like, I hope. Plenty of more common folk could answer such questions. Well, what's up with the Onyx? A long tale we shall shorten to save my breath. In my youth I was once called Salavesh the Golden, for I was said to have a heart of gold, small, hard, and yellow. What do you mean small? It doesn't have to be small. Well, I cursed the fool who started that, so we could only speak from his arse and defecate through his mouth. The Onyx appellation, along the same lines as the Golden, though admittedly somewhat less clever, soon followed. In any case, I'm a much kinder fellow now, far less prone to laying curses and the like. I'm uncertain if I decide to name any longer. Yeah, about that. Well, oh yes, you heard right. That sort of thing is why I'm known as the Master of Curses. You are? Okay, so what do you mean by future mage tutor?
Updated my journal.
Well, it's a prestigious position to be an official tutor in one of the festival's training chambers. It's my intention to one day take the position of mage's tutor, but the title is currently in the position of the Lady Thorncomb. If only I could somehow prove that I'm the superior tutor. Uh-huh. Is that something I will ever... Okay, so this is a... Yeah, this is an upgrade. If I can ever do something with that, we'll see about that. Right, we have Sarhava Vjul. Smell of alcohol wafts heavily from this young woman, and despite her dark skin, you can see that her face, beautiful but cruel looking, is flushed. Okay. And, well, muscle adorning solid jewelry, numerous scars, crisscross her thighs and forearms, look like battle wounds. Hello. Well, well, what have we here? A little tiefling gutter queen come crawling out of the hive. Well, looks at Anna, obviously. Are you lost, little tiefling? Oh, look, it has a tail. How cute. And apparently she flushes, but also, you know, snorts. Now, fiendkin, don't do that. And Anna draws her weapons. My companions are really feisty, aren't they? Careful now, or I'll remove that tail of yours and feed it to my dogs. You know what, Anna? Shh, take it easy. Stay put. What foul thing gave birth to you, Sarah? And such a stench, you one of death's bastard. You notice a curved long knife hanging at her hip. Her hand rests loosely upon its pommel. Want me to slap this varmint shit down, chief? No. Chill out. Oh, this I have to see. So tell me, Sarah, is it that you stink like the hives of gutters, or that the gutters stink like you? Adana, is that you? Can I... No, we don't... What's up with that name? We could just flat out attack. So what's the matter with you anyway? The matter is the most ugly one. Simply looking at you raises a bile in my throat. And indeed, wasn't that what your mother said when you were birthed? She stares at you a moment, surprised for snarling and reaching for her daggers. I'm just gonna fight her. Let's fight her. It's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna back off, by the way. Apparently not super fast, but I am gonna back off.
Alright.
There we go. Everyone fight her. Go. She's dead. Did they attack her as well? Oh, there's... That's one of the shadows. That's 100% one of the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gone.
That's one of the shadows that did something to me, isn't it?
Huh?
Okay, well, I'm not gonna be
Sure,
there.
why not?
Done.
No. You're gonna attack it. I'm not gonna do anything. That's a
gone.
shadow.
My bike's not working on this thing.
Okay, you can attack it, so that's
Bike's
bad.
not working on this
But I can probably... Oh, no, you're actually already dead. Okay, so they weren't terribly difficult. Okay, so now we have those shadows coming about. But then they're gonna come out when I kill something? Because that seems reasonable, I guess. Okay, we have Molman here who wants to speak to me. This thin, sharp-faced man rushes towards you. Sir, but a moment of your time. Were you perchance here to visit a tailor? Not really. I ask, sir, because I seem to have offended the man. I had commissioned a hot-blooded fool to make me a costume, but he's thrown me out of the shop and will not speak to me now. So what's up with me, or rather, how is that in any connection to me? What have I done to deserve such treatment? Nothing, I say. I was a patron. It is to deserve me, that churlish buffoon. Oh, you're one of those people who, you know, demand service of people. You were a Karen. So what do you want from me? Well, you, yes. Could I beg of you to enter the place and fetch my costume for me, sir? I have a masquerade to go to, and I have not the time to commission another tailor. Oh, you know, I will get it for you. Oh, absolutely. I will do that. Let's do that immediately. But let's not give it to him, because why would I? Gonsalves probably, yeah. A short, heavy-set, middle-aged man wearing clothes that seem to be spun of glittering gold. Hello! The man doesn't seem to acknowledge your presence. He continues to work at his embroidery, muttering under his breath. I said, hello? Okay, he still doesn't talk to me. Okay, so I need to be a little bit more upstanding here. So, good sir, did you hear me? Well, yes, and I'm certain that what you need is really quite urgent. Now, if you could be silent for just a moment. Okay, I'll wait. At last he sets down the embroidery and looks up at you. Before he can speak, however, suddenly picks up another item. Okay. I'll wait. I have time. So now, greetings, I am Gonsalves. Now, what was it that you were here to see me about? I have some questions. Huh? Well, I hope this is about garments alike, and shan't answer anything not concerning myself or the story you know. So, okay, I'm not gonna ask about the guy's costume, apparently. I don't really need a Dustman costume, but maybe that is what he actually wanted. Were you in luck? I have one available. 30 copper commons. Absolutely, I'll take that. And apparently, here you are. I would want you to know, if this were the upcoming Masquerade of Lord Erd, many folk are already attending as a Dustman. But I want to ask you about more stuff. And yeah, those lights while you were embroidering, apparently there were lights. Nothing, sir, but a bit of the art, which I at times weave into the fabric when the fancy strikes me. Those items which I lavish enchantments upon are my most special creations and are rarely sold. So what kind of magic clothes? Well, nothing that would fit you, that's for certain, but I'm a mage, so I guess that they would fit me. Well, just show me. Okay, fair enough. Jurgen of the Brazen Rogue for Anna. Armor class and to hit armor class. And also Anna. Pickpocket and stealth. Well, you know what? That seems useful, right? I would assume. Let's actually stop before we do that. You have Anna's vest, which is armor class and nothing else. So with him... Yeah, let me see. Armor class lower, but is this a game that works with the lower is better? I think it is. And also I have a lot of money, so you know what? Screw it, Anna, you can have that. There you go. And just wear that. Yes, this is actually that kind of a game, because now she is at -2, so that's good. Okay, so was it a Dustman suit that he wanted? I mean, I don't want to give it to him. Where the hell did he go? Who is right here? Well, I could get 50 comments from him, so obviously yes. Impossible, ridiculous. We had agreed to a price of 30 coppers. Well, he was really upset and you offended him.
Updated my journal.
Well, it appears suspiciously. Fine, take it here. Now I have to be off. Well, he also said that a lot of people are going as a Dustman. Well, did he? Blast, I would hate to arrive with such a common costume. Well, I could check for another one. Well, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Quickly, see if he has that portal nincompoop has another. Well, okay, fair enough. I'll check it. It's gonna cost him, obviously. So, Gonzalez, do you have any other costumes? Well, a different costume maybe. The dustman bit seemed a bit too common after all, eh? Well, it just happens that I have a Godsman costume if you'd like. She costs you 50 coppers. Absolutely, let's have it. And here you are, sir. Enjoy the masquerade. So, how much can I get from the guy? Well, here is 80 commons worth of costumes. That's inconceivable, wholly preposterous. Who does he think he is? Come to think of it, that does sound a bit steep even for Gonzalez. Well, you're not well liked by the man, Malmaner. You're paying for a harsh words to him earlier, indeed. And I'm a bit charismatic, so I should be able to do these things. Well, he gives me the money eventually, and he is off. So a bit of experience points for me there, as well as actually some money in the end. So that's nice. Right, well, I've traversed most of the place, but not all of it. Oh, we have a messenger who wants to talk to me. Okay, Sloneo man approaches you wearing a somewhat weird expression. 1,000 pardons, sir, but I'm looking for a certain man. I think you might be able to help me. Well, how so? Well, I'm a messenger, seeks a man, it's said, cannot die. A scarred man for whom death is nothing but the most trivial of annoyances. Well, who wants to know? Well, I'm in hire with a noble woman, Yolmi Surma. Okay, I'll play along. Well, in nods, a message for you then, sir. Mrs. Yolmi of the house Surmi, a lady of high standing, has sent me. Mrs. Yolmi would meet you in the civic festival, where she would make a proposal, of which I know nothing to you. Should you choose to seek her out, she wears green silks trimmed with gold, and has hair the color of blue steel. That is the extent of my message. And where's the civic festival? Northeastern corner of this part of town. Yeah, it is up here, right? Yes. Okay. Well, we have another name. We also have a poet, and we have Eli Havelock. That's a funny name. A narrow-eyed, sharp-faced man is scanning his surroundings with a look of vague disinterest. Hello. Man looks your way. Bike off. I watched her. That mouth of yours. Well, it makes a point of ignoring you. Grabbing, shaking him up for some answers. Yes, let's do that. Okay, that did not work. And now we kill him. Ow, he kills me, though. Oh, we're probably gonna kill him. Why am I killing this guy? Let's hope it's not important. Well, they had a gold ring, so I'm okay with that.
Alright.
Okay, I'm just killing people left and right. Right, we have a whole bunch of stuff. The brothel and slating intellectual lusts. The brothel of slating intellectual lusts. That's interesting. Yeah, under Sigil, 2 entry points here, and then we have a couple of things to do over here before we... I'm gonna finish off with the Civic Festival. Let's end with that. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what to say about this episode, but we did things. For certain. We certainly did things. You know what? We can actually finish off by going down to Nemel and give her the news about Elwyn. Because we found her. So, Elwyn is looking for you, too.
Updated my journal.
Ah, Nemel was overjoyed to hear of her friend. Was Elwyn close by? She's in another cafe east of here. Nemel thanked the man for his wondrous news. Soon she would go to visit her old friend, and now, though, she would reward the stranger. Ooh, wait for the reward. She would draw the stranger close, laying her hand upon his chest and kissing the pale leathery skin of his cheek. Life would flow into him, invigorate him. This, then, was to be his reward. Okay. As you wait, there's a slight tingling sensation upon your cheek and chest. The feeling spreads across the whole of your body, and you begin to feel stronger, more animated. Well, my thanks. Max HP increased. Not by much. Was it 3? 3 HP. Right. Well, that's, you know, I'm not going to say no to 3 more HP. Absolutely not. I now have the nice number of 69. Nice. Right, so next episode we are going to head into some various buildings and see what we can find in there. And if we can find more companions up in the festival. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. We shall see. For now, though, this has been Ghostsmith Gaming with me, Christopher. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.